Hi everybody, welcome to Visceral Concepts TV. My name is Michael McNew, founder of Visceral Concepts, and I'll be your host for today. Today we're going to be talking about laptop care. Laptops are probably one of the most commonly used field computers in business today. These computers often experience technical difficulties that could be prevented with some simple maintenance. So we're going to go over some of those steps with you today. Today we're using a Hewlett-Packard HP15 as our sample computer. It's a great little device and it's a new one to the Visceral Concepts family. There should be a review coming out on it later this week. One of the most common pain points we see in laptops in field use is the battery life. It's really common for a field employee, such as a salesperson, to open up their laptop and not have any battery when they need it. We could take care of that with a few easy steps. The first step is to make sure your laptop is actually turned off when you go to put it away. One of the common problems is that salespeople and other employees will close their computer without turning it off. This doesn't turn your computer off, contrary to popular belief. It also doesn't turn your computer off if you close that computer before the shutdown sequence is done. Make sure, if you want to conserve your battery throughout the day the best way possible, that you actually shut down the computer before you close the lid. Like I said, closing the lid during the shutdown process will also interrupt the shutdown process and put the computer into sleep mode, which does drain battery, whereas the power down process doesn't. Another common problem we see with laptops is battery overcharging. This is a really easy one to fix too. Pay attention to your battery meter on your desktop when you're charging it and using the computer. If you find that your battery meter says full, you can do one of two things. You can either unplug your cable to make sure that you're running solely off a battery and not continuing to charge the battery, or you can simply unlock and remove your battery, setting it aside so that way you're running off of purely cable power and not overcharging your battery. But either way, make sure that your battery is no longer charging once it's full, and you'll extend your battery life by a long time. People consume a lot of videos like this one on services like YouTube, Vine, Vimeo, and Instagram. It's really common watching these videos to find that your laptop gets really hot, which puts it at risk for overheating. Remember that laptops aren't exactly designed for cooling. The primary intake vent is right there in the square center bottom on this particular laptop. Setting on a desk or a lap, it might not get the best airflow ever. So make sure that when you can, especially doing heavy sessions of video watching or heavy sessions of processor use, put your laptop on an elevated surface that has a lot of airflow underneath, or even better, in an even better case, a laptop cooler. That will help stop your laptop from overheating, which will prevent repairs later down the line. Because laptops are portable, it's really common that they experience bumps and drops. Now, the reason that this is a problem is because hard drives are still really fragile. Unless your laptop happens to have a solid state or flash memory system, you are using a standard hard disk drive, and when they are bumped or dropped, you experience a large number of shock. During use, or even in between use, it can damage the platters inside, which can corrupt your data. So be very careful not to drop or bump your laptop whenever possible, and try and keep it in a good solid padded case when not in use and in transport. That way, you'll reduce the likelihood of damaging that hard drive and save more of your data. Another common concern we get from clients is that a piece of built-in hardware on their laptop has stopped working, usually the wireless or the touchpad mouse. These pieces of hardware are tied to function keys, typically found along the top of the laptop, although they may be found in other spaces on the keyboard. These function keys turn on and off bits of hardware or cause other bits of hardware to activate. For example, the wireless function key looks like a radio antenna with radio waves coming out from it. By hitting that key, you can turn on and off your wireless very easily. Most people can hit it by accident and not even notice. If you are experiencing a hardware failure on your laptop, make sure to check the function keys first to see if you've turned something off. Another common problem you see with laptops is a failing screen. Maybe there's a dark spot or some pixelation, or maybe even a crack. These problems are normally caused by wear and tear use on the computer. Dark spots, cracks, pixelation are often caused by poking at the screen, generally when showing someone else something. It's very common to want to touch that screen and point at the object directly. Remember that a screen on a laptop, which is typically an LCD or an LED screen, is not designed to be poked at. Unless it's a touch screen, try to keep your fingers off the screen, and that'll generally save the screen life. Another problem we see is when the screen fails outright altogether. It won't start up despite the fact that the computer's started up. Usually that's a loose wire in the hinge system caused from hard opening and closing of the lid. Remember to be gentle when you close your laptop. It is a delicate device and it's not meant for hard abuse. One of the last bits of advice we have is laptop security. Because a laptop is a portable device, it's typically used on open networks like coffee shops, restaurants, hotels, and airports. These open networks, with many people able to access them at the same time, are large security risks. The first thing we recommend is that you have a good antivirus program on your laptop. By protecting your laptop with an antivirus program, and preferably a firewall, you'll stop cross-site malicious traffic from entering your computer based on something that someone else in that location is doing. The second bit of security advice is to make sure that you never ever transmit sensitive data over an open network. Open public networks are ripe for data packet sniffing. This is a process where a hacker is following what you're doing and all the data that's being transmitted over that open network, searching for things like social security numbers, credit cards, banking account information, and that sort of information. The type of information that can be taken and sold on the black market to identity thieves. Make sure you never make payments to any accounts, open your bank statements, or make any sort of purchases with a credit card over those type of open networks. That'll keep your data safe. Thanks for joining us this month. We hope that the information we provided to you was both useful and easy to understand. If you liked what you saw, make sure you rate us 5 stars below and share the video with your friends. Also, you can subscribe to our channel to make sure you get more information like this in the future. We'll be back next month with more tips, tools, how-tos, and reviews that will help you expand and understand your technology a little bit better. Again, I'm your host, Michael McNew, founder of Visceral Concepts. I hope your month is filled with growth and success. Thanks for joining us this month, and have an awesome day.